Good morning, Earl. What do you want this morning? What do you want this morning? What's this? What's this, sir? You are always thirsty in the morning. Here, let's get you to step out. Ready, steady, go. Good job, buddy. Good job. We're going to decorate the Christmas stuff and then you get to get out, okay? You've been yelling for me all morning, haven't you? All right, Earl. Let's get the Christmas stuff going. Let's see. Here's your advent calendar. Your countdown to Christmas. It's December 1st. Rabbit, rabbit. Look, that's yours. Yeah. That's Santa. Do you know him? Here. We have some stickers for the window. I better not put them there, huh? What else do I have? I have your lights. I bought you some new lights. Well, we had that last year. Oh, and I have a present for Buster. I think that's it. One of your extra Barbies is there. Your tree and your Santa. I think that's it. I had to move Buddy over there. But he can look out the window, huh? Hi, Buddy. So I got all this out. And the little decals. I'm going to do the lights and the candy canes here in a little bit. Here comes Mr. Earl. I actually need him to come somewhere where I can get him in the towel for Burrito Boy to take his meds. But I got a little update with Percy. Many of you who know, that watch, knows that we've been having a difficult time and have had a couple situations where Percy could have been hurt. And so I'm going to hurry up and just say this that way. If you're upset and you don't want to watch the rest of it, I understand. But it's actually my friend that boards Earl for me sometimes. They have a teal and they are trying to see if him and their other teal can work out and he can live there. So he's been there about a week. And I'm going to have to stop and start a lot. This was a really, really tough decision. But after really reflecting yesterday on how the day went, I realized that I should have done it a long time ago. So, when we got him for the right reasons. It was around a holiday. I don't like for birds to be sold or given away around a holiday. There are people that they'll end up in the right hands, but the majority of the time they end up in the wrong hands and they end up getting rehomed over and over. And so actually when he came, I had reached out to my friend because I knew at some point they were going to be looking for a cockatiel. Well, they weren't looking at the time. So sometime later, she had messaged me and asked me if I knew anyone that was, had a teal. And actually, Ken said then, you really should let them take Percy. It's ideal. You'd still be able to see him, etc. But at that time, I still had hope that I'm going to show you guys Buster eating. Anyway, I still had some hope at that time that our granddaughters would be around a lot more. So unfortunately, that isn't the case. So really then about 6 months ago, Ken started mentioning, and we really have tried, and Ken really has tried, even getting him and Buster to get along, which, honestly, they did like each other. But, as Earl's health is declining with his arthritis medications and all that, it was becoming very clear that the situation was getting pretty stressful for both of them. I'm not laying blame on any bird, or even, the situation at our house it's not like it was a bad situation. It's just the two of them definitely didn't care for each other, and they definitely set each other off. And again, Percy, just one example. I don't want to go into a big bunch of them, but Percy flew off my shoulder last week and went straight into the room, on top of Earl's cage. Thankfully, Earl, I always keep the top covered, for easier covering at bedtime. So where he went on the top. Do I think Earl could have got him like that? No, but then at the live last week, Buster was coming down off his cage, and I've never seen his beak fit into his big cage like that, but it like gently did, and Percy was standing right there on that perch. Again, I don't believe that Buster would hurt him intentionally, but then, and not saying that this situation is what, made me, but seeing what just happened with Rebecca and how quick these things can happen. I love that little bird too much, to risk him an injury like that. I mean, it would be endgame. If it doesn't work out, if the two can't get along, he will come back. And in the meantime, I'm working on, like, how can I make this work? Or I think the better word is, can I make this work? And I mean, after yesterday, like, I definitely always will want a hand in where he goes, but like, it just was some scary situations, and I made the best decision for him, even though I really do, I miss him so much. Although he's with my friend, I still get to see him. We actually, when it warms up, we're going to meet for coffee with the birds. So that'll be fun. If they go on vacation, they're a young family, so if they go on vacation, I'll actually board both of their birds for them, because I can keep them in the office. Granted, is it idea, to have two little birds just confined to an office and only getting out at night? It's not, but at the same time, sometimes I have to board Earl out of veterinary's office, and he's alone all night. So that's not really idea either. But sometimes when we have emergencies or we have a vacation, although again, I never have a vacation, but, you do make little sacrifices in. So I'm excited about that, I'll still have some time with him, and hopefully his new little friend too. But for me, like, moving forward, I'm never going to not offer to help rehome a bird or, facilitate a rescue. But moving forward, the only way a little bird is coming to my perch is if he's going to another one, like shortly thereafter, or facilitating, I take him to a rescue. I think there's a rescue in Harlem and a couple other places. And I know other bird people sometimes, but that's my promise to all of you, is that, I'm not going to keep little birds around the big birds. I've seen it work for some people. I've seen, I can't remember what channel, but there was a parakeet and a gray that bonded, and they were besties. But for me, it's just too big of a risk. And I do take peace in knowing that he is loved and safe. And if you're upset, I understand. I just ask you to take the time to really think about what was best for him, and maybe reflect on it before, you say anything mean. Because I know this is the right thing to do, and I'm willing to take criticism or take anything. I made the best decision for him. He is in the best possible place he could ever be. In fact, they didn't I offered the big cage, and they actually didn't need it because they already had one. So a few other, like his little travel cage or nighttime cage, and his swing that he liked and things like that went with him. His Pikachu stuffy and his cockatiel stuffy that he loved. Things, of that nature went with him. He's doing really well. I get pictures and videos. I can't show this video, but I did see him on Friday, and he didn't even want to step up to me. He just wanted to be with his little girl. So I hope. Buster was playing. It was cute, so I was trying to catch it as I took a little break again. So I hope that, I think I left off it. I hope that can bring some of you comfort. I think Amanda had a good point. A lot of it is just everybody will miss him. His little whistling and carrying on, and his cute tequila. I mean, we're going to miss that. He was a big part of the channel. I know many are going to ask, how do you think, how the boys are doing? I've had a couple people I've already talked to about it have asked. Honestly, they're doing really well, which in a way hurts me, but yet it makes me realize it was the right thing to do for everyone. But, it is what it is. But I wish I could play this video where, so Percy would give me kisses, but this is like, I know you guys have seen cockatiels that lean back and then lean in and do the mwah, like the big, long, sweet kisses. That's what he was doing. He's never done it and it was funny, the person she said, he's passing out kisses like Valentines, which I thought that was the cutest thing ever. And that's what I may title this video with. But it's not funny, or I hope you guys can understand. I have to accept that I'm not going to have a shoulder bird, and that's okay. That's okay. But I do get kisses. He don't pass them out like Valentine's. Maybe. Right? I think he'd rather kiss his Barbie girl. Want to kiss Barbie girl? Yeah. See, she gets the good kisses. But that's probably how I'm going to end it. Here it's, like I said, I don't know where I'm going to put these lights. Probably over here. I don't know, though. I'm kind of afraid Buster, I might not even use those looking back at it. And then these always, I hang them on Earl's stand or over here. If anyone wonders why I change the cages so quickly, that's just something I have to do. Basically for my own mental health. I really did not want to walk by seeing his cage empty there all the time. And so after like 2 days, I moved it. And Earl's been sleeping in it, and he actually really likes it. So, and I had often talked about getting Earl one of those cages. So now this can be more of like for play. And I keep saying I want to get rid of this cabinet, but I don't know if I will, but it might sound silly. It might sound like it's soon. I think we all deal with things how we deal with them. But for this, it might sound silly to y'all, but I couldn't do it anymore. I just couldn't stand there. I walk by this area nonstop all day long, and I needed to do that. Plus, I kind of like the idea of the dog, Mr. Buddy clone, looking out the window. Because then if my dog or two birds are barking, they'll think there's a dog there. So, you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for all your support always. And it's a pretty long video. I wish I would have broke it up into two. The one I put out yesterday. And I am going to break that one up and subtitle it at some point. But I'm working on some other things with the channel, so I just wanted to get a video out. But if you're upset, I kind of want to suggest this too. Watch some of that video and see how the boys were yesterday. I think the stress level was definitely, and again, I'm not blaming any bird. There are birds that get along. There are birds that bond. There are birds that put up with each other. And there are birds that don't like each other. And unfortunately, that was a situation we ended up being in. And I fully believe we did try everything that we could. My regret is I waited a lot longer than I should have. It was hard for me to give them up. One other thing. One of the followers, Nick, he always has really great, I call them commentaries, but his comments are great. And he does a commentary of like the wrap up of the video. And I always really look forward. And at the end, he always says, "I love you, Buster, Earl, and Percy." I'm really hoping he can still say that, because he still is a part of our life and a part of our channel. Another thing, I want to apologize to some of you that I have direct contact with, like via email and such. I did reach out to a few. Already know about this. All have been very supportive. Thank you. Those of you that I didn't, please accept my apology. Every time I sat down to write out the email, I would get physically upset again, and like this. So I apologize. I couldn't keep sending out. There was about 4 more of you that I really wanted to reach out to, and I haven't. And of course, I didn't want to say anything in the comments. I wanted to bring out a video for you guys. You guys deserve to, to hear. But I didn't mean to leave any of you out. So I hope you can understand that as well. So let's end on a good note. Let's see if Earl will tell Santa what he wants for Christmas. You gonna tell Santa your wish list? I know what you want. Peanuts. Oh, you're gonna dance for Santa. Ooh. Give him a beat. Give Santa a beat. Kiss? No? Okay. I know you love Santa. Do you want to see Santa? Do you know him? What do you want to tell Santa you want for Christmas? Buster's like, I've just eaten and I want out of my cage. Thanks, you guys. Sorry, you guys, because this is kind of a channel update, I wanted to say this as well. There's no plans for Wings Out this week. When Rebecca's healed up and ready to get back to it, that's when we'll resume. She definitely has lots of time. Right now she needs a lot of time to heal, emotionally and physically, honestly. So we'll resume that when Rebecca's ready, and I support Rebecca 100%. So, and I think she's got her own, little bit of videos that she needs to get out. But again, right now Rebecca's in this, just healing. I don't know if I'm going to have a live this week. I just being honest, my emotional state is everywhere. Yesterday I felt like, oh yeah, I can do a live on Thursday. Today I don't. So, I'll let you guys know, and maybe we'll even just do a really quick short one if I feel up to it. But as far as the birds go, they really are doing okay. And Percy is doing wonderful. Again, I got a picture of him yesterday that was so cute, where he's out of the cage so much more, and he was getting scritchies, and it was just the cutest thing ever. So, I hope you guys will just keep cheering for him. Torbe, bye. Bye-bye.